Hello, good morning. Mr. Chiu again. I'm now using an empty classroom to make this video. We've been using YouTube video to conduct the lesson in the last month to learn the chapter 9, which is about the Pythagoras Theorem. And I've got some suggestion and advice. So I've made a decision starting from next week, next Monday, we'll be using a how should I say that, an app, a program called Zoom. We'll be using Zoom to conduct the lesson. Oh, what's the one? Of the next chapter. So we'll be starting using this new program soon on Monday, the coming Monday. So let's look at the timeline. So today is the 24th of March. So today is a Tuesday. So today we'll be learning the last item in the chapter 9, Pythagoras Theorem, which is the converse of Pythagoras Theorem. And you're supposed to do the worksheet 10 of chapter 9. Okay, so this is today's work, and you're supposed to hand it to me tomorrow. So hand in worksheet 10. And then on Thursday, we'll be doing the revision of chapter 9. And I will also give you an exercise, which is worksheet 11, to do an overall revision of the whole chapter. And you will be, you will know what will appear in the quiz, because we are going to have the quiz on Saturday. On Friday, you have to hand in to me the worksheet, the last worksheet of chapter 9, worksheet 11, hand it to me on Friday. So that on Saturday, we're going to have the quiz of chapter 9, Pythagoras Theorem. So in order to prepare the quiz well, you have to do worksheet 11. Okay, watch this video. This video will be about the overall, all the things you need to know in chapter 9. And then do the revision exercise, hand it to me on Friday, so that on Saturday, we're going to have a quiz. And on Saturday, I will upload the quiz paper on the Google Classroom, so that you may do the questions on a paper and then take a picture and then upload and hand it to me. Okay? So that you have to hand in within Saturday, cannot be later than Saturday. So that on Monday, we'll be using a new program. On Monday, let me see. On Monday, it should be 30 of March. This is Monday. And then instead of Monday, we will be doing this lesson regularly. So on Wednesday and also on Friday. So we'll be using Zoom to conduct the lesson. And the time is fixed. We'll be starting at 10 o'clock up to 10:45. Okay? So on Monday, before 10 o'clock, I will send you a link and also the code, the meeting code, so that you could just click the link and then enter the code. Then you can enter to our visual classroom. All right. So we've got a group, WhatsApp group, math WhatsApp group, Form 2 math WhatsApp group. So I need you to join this group so that I could send you the link and tell you the code through the WhatsApp. Now, please, if you have a cell phone, please using WhatsApp and say hi to me. Please say hi to Mr. Chiu through WhatsApp. My number is 97041022. Okay? So important. So after you say hi to me, and then I will add you to the group so that on Monday, right before the lesson, I will tell you the information, the address, the password, so that you could join the math lesson there. All right? So this is the timeline. And now let's go back to today's lesson. All right. I'm sorry, I've got something inside my eyes. What's that? Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. So let's start. Today, we'll be talking about the last item in chapter 9. Now, please look at all these triangles. One of them is a right angle triangle. Can you guess which one is a right angle triangle? The first one, the second one, the third one, and then the last one. So what do you think? Which one is a right angle triangle? Perhaps the red one, the blue one, the black one, or the green one? So maybe you would say the red one because it looks alike. This one it looks like a right angle triangle. And also this angle looks like a right angle triangle. And this one is also pretty close to right angle, 90 degrees. Is it what you think? Is it what you're thinking? But in order to be a right angle triangle, there must be a right angle. We cannot just guess. So unless you know the angle, one of the angle is 90 degrees, you cannot say that any one of these is a right angle triangle. But if I tell you that, oh, this angle is a right angle, then obviously this one is a right angle triangle because it has a right angle. But for all these, although they look alike, but we cannot say that they are right angle triangle. All right, it is very strict. There must be a right angle here to become a right angle triangle. And now, today we are going to learn one more way. Instead of having a right angle, there's one more way to determine whether a triangle is a right angle triangle. So look at this case. Again, we've got 3 triangles here, and I will not tell you whether they have a right angle or not, but I will tell you the length of all the sides, 12, 4, 6, all this length. I can tell you all the lengths. And then you can also do a test and then to check which one is a right angle triangle. Now I'll tell you what, by using this information, the length, I can say this one is a right angle triangle. Oh, why is that? Why? How do you check? How do you know that it is a right angle triangle? There's no right angle here. But we know the length. The length can also tell whether it is a right angle triangle or not. So this is the method that we're going to learn today. Now let's look at this concept. For a triangle here, there are 3 sides. So you will see that this one is longer than the rest of them. So this one is the longest one. The longest one, we call it the longest, okay? And then the other two, we can just simply call them leg. This is a leg, this is a leg, okay? So for a triangle, first of all, you should find the longest length first. And then the other two, you may just call them leg. And if you find that these three sides, they have a special relationship, which is the longest length to the power of 2, it is equal to the sum of the legs to the power of 2. If they do have this relationship, if they are the same, equal, then we have this result. Then we know that it must be a right angle triangle because it satisfies this result, this relationship. It is a right angle triangle. The longest length, in fact, is the hypotenuse. And for a right angle triangle, there must be a right angle, right? Which one is the right angle? This one, this second one, or the third one? The second one, because you know that the right angle must be the one oppositing to the hypotenuse, because it is a right angle triangle. So the longest length, this one is the hypotenuse, the opposite angle, opposite. So this angle is the right angle. Okay? And then let's look at the other case. When you are given a triangle like this, and then, first of all, you should find the longest length. This is the longest. And then the other two, you may just call them leg and leg. And then in this case, you find that the longest length to the power of 2 doesn't not equal to the sum of the legs to the power of 2. The results are not the same. Do you think that it is a right angle triangle? No, then it is not a right angle triangle. We don't have a right angle here. Okay? So this is how we check whether a triangle is a right angle triangle or not. The method is that you have to check the relationship of the three sides. You have to check the square of the longest one and also the sum of the square of the shorter one. And then you check, see if they are equal or not equal. If they are not equal, it is not right angle triangle. But if they are equal, then it is a right angle triangle. And the right angle is the one oppositing to the longest length. Okay? So, and then the format. Look at this question, please. Look at this question. You have to, example number 1, determine whether triangle PQR, this one is PQR, is a right angle triangle or not a right angle triangle. What do you think? Is it a right angle triangle? You may check the length. You may check the three sides, see whether they satisfy the relationship or not satisfying the relationship. So do you remember the procedure? First of all, we start from the longest one, 12, 16, and 20. The longest one is PQ. PQ is the longest one. And therefore, the legs, the shorter one, 12, and also 16. Okay? So, first of all, you have to consider the square of the longest one. So, 20 to the power of 2. Using calculator, find 20 to the power of 2. What is that? Oh, it is 400. It is 400. And then after that, you also need to check the sum of the squares of the leg. So you have to find the value of 12 square plus 16 square. 12 square plus 16 square. The sum of the legs square. So what is the result? 12 to the power of 2 plus 16 to the power of 2. Am I right? So the answer is 400. Oh, what a coincidence. Do you see that? The longest length square is 400. The sum of the legs square is also 400. They are the same. So that means that the longest to the power of 2 equals to the sum of the legs square. You could put it down. You can say This symbol means the upside down triangle means because 20 square equals to the sum of the legs square. Because they are the same, they are both equals to 400, so they are the same. Because they are the same, therefore, do you remember what is the result? Therefore, triangle PQR is a right angle triangle. Okay, because it satisfies this relationship. And do you remember this relationship? We call it the Pythagoras theorem. But today we are going to use it in the backward direction. So that we call this the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Okay? Now, we know that this is a right angle triangle. And then, can you tell me which angle is the right angle? Should it be this angle, R, this angle, P, or this angle, Q? Which one? Yes, it should be P, because we know that the right angle should be the one oppositing to the hypotenuse. So this is the longest one, this is the hypotenuse, and the right angle should be oppositing to the hypotenuse. So this is angle P, or you may also call this angle RPQ. This angle is the right angle. So you also need to say that angle RPQ, from R to P to Q, this angle in the middle, is the right angle. So this is the format you have to follow. Okay? Shall we look at the next one? Example number 2. Again, you have to determine this triangle PQR, is it a right angle triangle? So, the first step, yes, you have to pick the longest length. Obviously, 12 is the longest one, and therefore 4 and 10, they are just legs. Okay? So, and then what to do next? You have to find the square of the longest one. The square of the longest one. 12 to the power of 2. Can you tell me what is 12 to the power of 2? Without calculator, 12 to the power of 2 is 144. So 12 to the power of 2 is 144. And then, what's next? Is it equal to the sum of the square of the legs? So that you have to find 4 to the power of 2 and also 10 to the power of 2, 4 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 2, add them up the sum. So you hope that the result is also 144 so that they are the same. So let's check. Are they the same? 10 to the power of 2 plus 4 to the power of 2. 10 to the power of 2 plus 4 to the power of 2 is, it is 116. It is equal to 116. So do you think that they are the same? 12 square, is it equal to the sum of the 10 square and 4 square? Are they equal? No, they are not equal. One is 144, the other one is 116. Obviously, they are not the same. So the conclusion is, because 12 square doesn't equal to the sum of the 10 square and 4 square, they are not equal. And therefore, what is the result? The conclusion is, yes, PQR, this triangle, is not a right angle triangle. Okay? Because it is not a right angle triangle, there must be no right angle. You do not need to tell people which one is the right angle because we don't have right angle. So we stop here. Okay? Look at one more. Whoa, it looks difficult, right? So, example number 3, you have to determine. Determine means that you have to judge whether this triangle PQR is a right angle triangle or not a right angle triangle. Oh, how to do it? How to do it? First of all, you have to tell which one is the hypotenuse, the longest one. So which one? 11, square root of 300, square root of 179. Which one is the longest one? So we have no idea which one is bigger. So then you may use calculator to help you. Square root of 300. Let's see. Square root of 300. Look at this. So from the calculator, we know that it is equal to 17.32. Oh, it is 17.32, 17. But this is 11, so the 17 must be longer than 11, right? And then what about this one? What does it mean? Square root of 179. Square root 179. This one. It is 13 point something. So this is 17, this is 13, this is just 11. Which one is the longest? Yes, of course this one is the longest, so that you highlight this, the longest one length, and then the other two, how do we call them? They are just simply leg and leg, okay? So after you are clear with the relationship, then you may start checking. We have to find the square of the longest length. So square root of 300 to the power of 2. So what is the result? Is there anything that we could simplify? Yes, the square and square root, we could cancel them out, so that the result is just 300, that's right. And then what about next step? You have to check the sum of the legs square. So first of all, the first leg, square root of 179, and then to the power of 2. Plus what? Plus 11 to the power of 2. Okay, so first of all here, the first part, is there anything that we could cancel out to simplify? Yes, square and square root could be simplified, so that the result is just 179 only. So we have 179. 179. Okay, we've got this. Because square and square root, they could be cancelled each other. And then plus 11 square. 179 plus 11 square. Am I right? 179 plus 11 square. What is that? Oh, it is 300. So it is equal to 300. So they are the same. So are you excited? Yes, I'm very excited. They are the same. That means that the longest length to the power of 2 equals to the sum of the legs to the power of 2. So because we've got this relationship, they are equal. Therefore, what is the result? Therefore, triangle PQR is a right angle triangle. So I have to remind you one more time, this symbol, upside down triangle, 3 dogs, it means because. And then this triangle, also 3 dogs, not upside down. This symbol means therefore. Because, therefore. Okay? So this is a right angle triangle. And there must be a right angle. Which one is the right angle? Should it be this one, number 1, this one, number 2, or this one, number 3? Number 3, this one. Because we know that the right angle must be the one oppositing to the hypotenuse. So this angle, how do you call this angle? You may call this angle Q, or you may also call this angle PQR. From P go to Q, go to R in the middle, this angle. This is how we name this angle. Angle PQR is the right angle. Okay? Now, one more. What about this? You have to determine whether this triangle is a right angle triangle or not. Do you think it is a right angle triangle? Yes or no? How to check? Where to start with? 10, square root of 200, square root of 150. Which one is the longest? Or maybe we don't have any idea what are they? How to compare them with 10? Which one is longer? You may use calculator. Square root of 200. Square root of 200, what is that? Oh, 14 point something. So this is 14. This is 10. 14 is longer than 10. Then what about square root of 150? Let's check. Square root of 150. What is that? 12. 12 point something. So this is 12 point something, this is 13 point something, and this is 10. Which one is the longest one? Of course, this one. 14, this is 12, this is 10. 14 is the longest one. So this is the longest length, and these two are just the lengths. Okay? So, first of all, what do we need to find? The longest length to the power of 2. Square root of 200 to the power of 2. Do you need to use calculator? Yes or no? No, because we can just simplify, cancel out square and square root, and the result is 200. Then next, we have to check the sum of the legs square. So square root of 150 to the power of 2 plus what? Plus 10 to the power of 2. Okay? So, first of all, square root 150 to the power of 2. After you simplify it, it becomes what? Square and square root cancel out, we have 150. So let's use 150 here. No need square root because they are disappeared. Cancel out each other. And then plus what? Plus 10 to the power of 2. 10 and then to the power of 2. Am I right? 150 plus 10 to the power of 2. So result is 250. The result is 250. Okay, now what do you think? Is it a right angle triangle? The longest length to the power of 2, is it equal to the sum of the legs square? Are they equal? No, they are not equal. Therefore, what should you write? Because the longest length to the power of 2 doesn't equal to the sum of the legs square. This symbol means not equal, doesn't equal. Therefore, the result is this triangle PQR is not a right angle triangle. Okay? So, let me put it down. So in this chapter, we've learned one of the most important theorem in math. We call this the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Okay? This is what we learned in chapter 9. So it says that in a right angle triangle, here, there are three sides: the hypotenuse, C, the legs, A and B. Okay? So the Pythagoras theorem says that if it is a right angle triangle, then we have this result. We have the longest, the hypotenuse square equals to the sum of the legs square. Okay, this is the Pythagoras theorem. And then what we did today is using this idea in the backward direction. So we have just a triangle here, and then we have the longest one, C, and then the other two we just call them A and B. So here we have if the longest one square equals to the sum of the shortest length square. If we have this relationship, then the result is it is a right angle triangle. Okay? So do you see that it is totally in different direction? So originally this part we call this the Pythagoras theorem. Then what about this? It deserves a name. We should give a name to this logic. We call this the converse of Pythagoras theorem. we are using Pythagoras theorem, but in the opposite way. So we could use this one to check whether a triangle is a right angle triangle or not a right angle triangle. We simply need to check the length of the three sides. See if the longest length to the power of 2 is equal to the sum of the shortest length to the power of 2. If they are equal, then this is a right angle triangle. And we could also tell which one is the right angle because C, this one is the longest. Therefore, the opposite angle, this one is the right angle. Okay? So this is the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. And today's homework, you have to do this worksheet 10. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And I would like to show you some examples first. What about which one? So I've prepared these questions. What about number 3? Let's do number 3. Please look at this. There's a triangle here, PQR. You have to determine whether this triangle is a right angle triangle or not. If it is, then you have to identify, you have to tell which angle is the right angle. Now look at this triangle. So do you remember how to check? First of all, which one is the longest length? 11.5 obviously, and therefore these two are the shorter length. Now, let's check. So first of all, the longest length 11.5, we have to check what is the square of the longest length. 11.5 to the power of 2 is 132.25. Okay? And then after that, you're going to check the sum of the square of the legs. So you have to check 6.9 to the power of 2. And also plus 9.2 to the power of 2. Using calculator. 6.9 to the power of 2 plus 9.2 to the power of 2. Am I right? 6.9 to the power of 2 plus 9.2 to the power of 2. What is that? 132.25. Oh, exactly the same. 132.25. They are the same. So happy. So the longest length to the power of 2, in fact, is equal to the sum of the length, the sum of the square of the legs. So that you may write what? Because 11.5 to the power of 2, it is equal to the sum of 6.9 to the power of 2 plus 9.2 to the power of 2. Because they are the same. Therefore, what is the result? The result is triangle PQR is a right angled triangle. And then it's not done yet. You have to also tell people which angle is the right angle. Can you tell which one is the right angle? The longest one is 11.5, so opposite. This one is the right angle, opposite to the longest length. This one is the right angle. How do you call this angle? Angle P or angle QPR or RPQ. So you may call this angle RPQ. Follow the sequence of the alphabet letters. RPQ. So therefore, angle RPQ is the right angle. Okay? And now, what about which one? Let's do one more example. Which one do you like? Number 4, number 2, or what about number 1? This one. So we have a triangle here. We have 11, we have 9, we have square root of 200. So we have to check again whether this triangle is a right angle triangle or not, determine. So which one do you think is the longest one? So we know what is 11, we know what is 9, but we perhaps we don't know, we are not sure what is square root of 200. So let's check. Square root of 200. What is that? What is that? Oh, 14 point something. It's 14. This is not, say 11, this is 9, so obviously 14 should be the longest one. So this is the longest one, and therefore these two are just the legs. Let's check the square of the longest one. The square of square root of 200. Without calculator, can you simplify this? Of course you can, because square and square root could be cancelled out. So we have 200 left behind only. And then after that, you have to check the sum of the legs square. So 11 square plus 9 square. Let's use calculator. 11 square plus 9 square. What is that? What is that? 202. Oh, very close, but not the same. This is 200, this is 202. Are they the same? No, obviously not. They are not the same. Therefore, how should I write? Because square root of 200 to the power of 2 is not equal to 11 square plus 9 square. The longest length to the power of 2 doesn't equal to the sum of the legs square. Not equal. Therefore, this triangle, how do we call this one? Triangle X, Y, Z. Triangle X, Y, Z is not a right angled triangle. Okay? Also add this symbol means that your math is finished. Let me write this properly. Write double line like this. So it means that you stop here. Alright, is it clear? So please work on the worksheet 10. Remember, today you do the worksheet 10. Tomorrow you hand in to the Google Classroom. And then on Thursday we do revision and we give you one more exercise. On Friday you hand in this exercise 11 worksheet. And then on Saturday we have a quiz. Okay, quiz of chapter 9. If you want to know what are the things that you will see in this quiz, do worksheet 11. Okay? So on Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week, we'll be using Zoom to conduct the lesson. The time is 10 to 10:45, and you have to go join our WhatsApp group. You may say hi to me, use WhatsApp, my cell phone number, so that I can tell you the link and also the password of the Zoom classroom very easily through the WhatsApp. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.